I just be looking a mess, girl. Welcome back to my channel. I'm out of breath. Today is gonna be the story of when I found out I was pregnant. I'm pregnant. Pelón, cabeza de cohete. Found that I was pregnant 3 weeks going on to 4. And the reason I found out I was pregnant was because I missed my period. October came by and I was waiting and waiting. I'll get pregnancy symptoms like cramps, and I would feel like my were like more sensitive, and I would get cravings and things like that. But that was like typical for when I had my period. So I didn't think about it. I was like, I'm gonna get my period, whatever. 23rd comes by, nothing. 24th comes by, nothing. 25th comes by, nothing. So I was like, that's suspicious. I told my boyfriend, I was like, well, I haven't gotten my period. And he was like,
no, you're fine. You always worry about it, but you're not pregnant.
and it's true. So if I wouldn't get my period in like 2 hours of the time I was supposed to get it, I was like, I'm pregnant. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll wait it out. Gave it like 5 days, and I was like, okay, it usually doesn't go like 5 days. So that's weird. I told my boyfriend's mom, and I was like, hey, you know, like, I've missed my period, and like, I don't know how to feel about it. I would always joke around like, hey, you're gonna be a grandma. And she was like, take a test. And I was like,
I'm scared. I'm scared. Like, we just take this.
she was like, yeah, like, that way you just get it out of your head. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I guess, right? I give it the full week. And if in the full week I don't get my period, then I'm gonna take a test. So then the whole week goes by, and I didn't get my period. So we went to CVS, got a test, and I waited for my boyfriend to come home. So I took the test, and we were eating dinner. Took one bite. You know what? I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get out the way. And he's like, yeah, go ahead. To the bathroom. I peed in a little plastic red cup, dipped the pregnancy test in there. Like 0.2 seconds. Pregnant. So I went running out. I was like yelling from the bathroom, babe. And he's like,
What happened?
like, babe, I'm pregnant. And he was like, huh? And I said, huh? I'm pregnant. Started crying. And I started laughing. And I was like, I'm pregnant. And I was showing him the pregnancy test. I'm pregnant. And he was like, what? Just smiling so calmly, looking at the pregnancy test. And I was literally crying, and I was laughing, smiling, and I was shaking. I was just a mess because I was like, I'm pregnant. Like, I'm literally pregnant. Like, pregnant. I didn't think I was gonna be pregnant. So then I got like a pack of 3 pregnancy tests, and I opened another one right away. I was like, no, this cannot be happening. I am not pregnant. No way, Jose. I am not pregnant. I do not believe this. And I opened another pregnancy test right away, and I took it, like, I dipped it in the cup, and it was positive. It was positive, like, right away, 2 seconds in, positive. I was crying and happy and laughing. I was just a whole mess of emotions. And my boyfriend was just so calm, and he was just smiling. And I was like, why are you smiling? Like, we're having a baby. And he was like, yeah, like, that's fine. Like, I already wanted a baby. Like, I'm happy God is giving us a baby. And I'm like, yeah, but no. I decided to go to the clinic the next day just to make sure. I was really like in disbelief. Like, I was like, there's no way I'm pregnant. Like, I was just in shock. Then I couldn't sleep that night. My boyfriend was like, actually in the morning I woke up and took another pregnancy test because I was like, maybe it was something in the water, something in the food. My hormones were acting up. I don't know. I took another pregnancy test, and sure enough, it was positive. I was like, okay, maybe I am pregnant, right? I went to the clinic that next day and decided to go get a blood test. Literally like 4 people at the clinic told me, like, if you're already 3 tests that are positive, like, why are you here? Why are you here if you already know you're pregnant? And I was like, take my blood and make sure.
Okay, if that's what you want to do.
And they told me, like, your results are gonna be there in like 1 to 3 days. I waited, I think, like about 2 days. And they called me and said, yeah, we just want to call you and you know that you are pregnant. And I was like, we went to the clinic. They did my first ultrasound. I was still too early. I didn't see anything. Like the little sac where the baby's in, you couldn't even see that. But the lady was like, no, for sure pregnant because of your blood work. They walked us through giving birth and our hospital, gave me my vitamins. That's when it finally set in because this is for real. We're parents now. It was kind of exciting because they gave me a little pamphlet of what to give the baby and what I should be eating and the baby's development. And I was reading through all of that, and it just made me excited for the baby. It made me excited for the pregnancy. It made me excited for the journey. And remember, they had told me I was 4 weeks. Nurse helping me was like, oh, do you have any symptoms? And I was like, yeah, I just feel really tired. And he was like, do you have any nausea? Does dad have any nausea? And I was like, no, we're good. 2 people told us like, wow, you have no nausea, like so good. That's usually the first signs of pregnancy, like lucky you. Me echaron la sal. Literally me echaron la sal because week after the clinic appointment, I had the worst nausea ever and I couldn't stand anything. I literally lost like almost 10 pounds because I was throwing up every single day, and I was throwing up everything that I would eat. I would drink water, throw it up, juice, throw it up, jello, throw it up. So I dropped a lot of weight. We didn't have our next appointment until like a month later, so I was already gonna be 2 months. And again, you couldn't see anything because I guess it was still too early. I was kind of worried. I was like, are these people scamming me? Like, am I not pregnant and they're just telling me I'm pregnant? Because you can't see anything. Like, que casualidad, 2 ultrasounds later and can't see anything. And that's what the lady told me, like, oh, this is the embryonic sac, like you still can't see anything, your baby's still developing, but 100% you're pregnant, like this is the sac, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, okay. And I'm out of breath, girl. I'm out of breath. I ran tests like to make sure the baby was okay genetically, and the baby didn't have any genetic abnormalities or syndromes. And thank God the baby is healthy. Thank God the baby is good. She came out very healthy and very well. So everyone was telling us it was gonna be a boy. We were expecting a boy. Not that we preferred a boy, but we just expected a boy. We didn't have a preference, literally, as long as our baby was healthy. And I know that's kind of annoying because I always hated when people said that, like,
as long as my baby's healthy, I'm good.
bitch, shut up. You know you want boy or girl. When you get familiar with all the syndromes and all the sickness and all the like growth problems that a baby can have, it's really your main concern is for your baby to be healthy. Well, we didn't have a preference, but everyone, literally everyone, all the señoras, all the tias, my mom, everyone kept telling us like, oh, it's gonna be a boy, it's gonna be a boy. And we're like, whatever, like those housewife tales are not true. But in the back of your head, it's like, tal vez. I was like, okay. So we already had a boy name in mind. Comes around 3 months. Chromosomes of the baby to make sure now your baby doesn't have any chromosome abnormalities. While we're at it, we can also check if it has an X chromosome or a Y chromosome, and that's what determines the sex of the baby, right? Gave me the results of the baby and said the baby is good, the baby's not a carrier, and the baby doesn't have anything. I was like, okay, perfect. Baby's good from both my part and from dad's part. Like a week later, gave me the results for the baby's sex. I remember that day so specifically because I was so excited. Earlier that day, I had gotten the results of the baby. We got the results and I checked it and it says like, warning, baby's gender is in here. We ended up clicking it and Lord and behold, it's a baby girl. And we both couldn't believe it. He was the one that read it and he's like, it's a girl. And I was like, no, you're wrong. Like, what? And I read it and yep, it was a baby girl. And we were so happy. We FaceTimed our family. That's how I found that I was pregnant. So now I'm 6 months pregnant. We actually got married. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 years and we got married February 17th. Officially a family of 3. Now we're gonna be planning our baby shower that is gonna be in April. And I'm planning on vlogging and bringing you guys along the journey and everything. I'm gonna add the pictures of me through the months and that's pretty much it.
खत्म बाय बाय टाटा गुड बाय